Before we get started, I did see some Luigis in here, so out of respect, I'm going to have to ask you guys to leave. Okay. Wow, this is such a full room. Thank you all for coming here at 11:30 on Saturday night. I guess you had nothing better to do. Or you just love Waluigi that much. Just to get us started, I'm going to introduce myself and my friend. I am Anna. I am 27. I've been a cosplayer for 17 years. I'm in the Philadelphia J Fashion group, which I thought was relevant because you can see in the little upper picture, that is a picture of me as Waluigi surrounded by my friends who are all in J Fashion. And why I'm here is that I became obsessed with Waluigi last April because I had a dream that he became a dictator and took over the world and solved world hunger. And if you want to follow my socials, they're at the bottom. Yeah, it is me at the Ren Fair. And Bodhi, would you like to introduce yourself?
Sure. Hello, my name is Bodhi. That's me after leaving the Ren Fair in a beautiful sunflower field. I enjoy Wario and Waluigi, but I'm also here to learn, as all of you are. And
Bodhi, have you seen this presentation before?
Never in my life.
All right, so to start us off, who is Waluigi? So most people know this, but in case you didn't, Waluigi was created for a very important reason, that Wario did not have a doubles partner in Mario Tennis. So just as Wario is the evil exaggerated form of Mario, Waluigi is the evil exaggerated form of Luigi. I do question why you're at a Waluigi panel if you did not know who Waluigi is. But let's dig into Waluigi's first appearance in Mario Tennis. So when Mario Tennis was released in 2000, Nintendo introduced him in a blurb called Introducing Waluigi, so we're going to go through this one at a time. When it comes to news, it doesn't get much bigger than this. Mario Tennis 64 introduces a new character to the Nintendo universe, and his arrival is about as welcomed as a big oily zit on prom night. His name is Waluigi, and the only person who's pleased to meet him is his big brother, Wario. So obviously this isn't accurate because I personally would be thrilled to meet him, but okay. Just like Mario is Wario's hated rival, Waluigi despises Luigi more than anything in the world. I think we all knew this. Waluigi is the same age as Luigi. And his entire life, he's been extremely jealous of Luigi's international fame and success in the video game industry. Luigi, I believe I asked you to leave before the panel began, so... More cowardly than his brother Wario. So there's been a lot of words that you can use to describe Waluigi, but I wouldn't use cowardly. I mean, look at those eyes. Did those look like the eyes of a coward? Waluigi has been hiding all of these years, waiting for the perfect opportunity to ruin Luigi's career. With the arrival of Mario Tennis 64, it appears that Waluigi's big moment has finally arrived. And then it randomly notes that Waluigi's voice is a bit higher than Wario's, but it's equally annoying. So first of all, looking at this list, hateful. But this is in line with the level of disrespect that Nintendo has shown Waluigi throughout the years, so I guess we should not be too surprised. There are 2 bullet points that I want to tackle in this. One of which is Waluigi is the same age as Luigi. That's kind of vague. How old would you guys guess Waluigi is? Someone shout some answers out.
35, 42, 69.
I love these guesses. All right, so what age is he actually? Luigi is considered the younger twin of... Luigi is considered the younger twin of Mario, so while Mario came out first, we can get Luigi's age from Mario's. So let's look at the age of Luigi, according to a variety of Mario media. In Paper Mario Color Splash, Mario said about fighting Bowser for 30 years, so he's at least 30. In Super Smash Bros. Melee, Mario's trophy describes him as being about 26. For most people, what they consider canon is this interview from Mario's creator, Miyamoto, in which he stated that Mario was around 24 to 25 years old. In the 1986 anime movie, he was 23. And in the 1993 live-action movie, he is portrayed by Bob Hoskins, who at the time of filming was 50. Now, I would like to posit that 50 is the most likely of the ages, because I have crucial evidence of this in the form of a comment chain I stumbled across on Reddit, which is, of course, the most reliable source of information. Draw It Now said, "Oh sure, blonde anime princess is cool and all, but have you considered short, middle-aged Italian man?" Reezy Renner replied, "The Mario brothers are in their 20s," to which Draw It Now replied, "No, all Italians are born middle-aged." Now, another bullet point that I would like to address from Mario Tennis 64 is, regardless of what age you've decided Mario and Luigi, and therefore Waluigi is Waluigi and Wario brothers? There's been some general confusion about this, so I am here to set the record straight. Yes, they are brothers. Mario Tennis mentioned it once already, but they follow up that information again by noting he is Wario's little brother, and also added that he is tall, light, smart little fellow with a really bad attitude. In Mario Kart DS, he's described simply as being Wario's weird sibling.
Yes.
Excellent question. Next question.
And if descriptions from Mario games don't convince you, maybe you'll believe it from Wario himself. Because there was a series of articles called Wario's Warehouse that was written from Wario's first-person perspective and published to Nintendo Europe's website. They were merely there to introduce hints and cheats, but they also divulged facts about Wario and Waluigi, such as these entries in which Wario describes Waluigi as his dimwit brother and his beanpole of a brother. So I'm actually going to have my Wario read these out loud because they do paint wonderful pictures of who Wario and Waluigi are in their day-to-day life.
Okay. Metroid Prime. Hello, readers. Sorry, there's no wahaha to greet you this time, but I'm far too tired. I've been at the hospital all night with Waluigi after a silly stunt went horribly wrong. He was so excited after playing Metroid Prime, he decided to replicate Samus's morph ball transformation. Suffice to say, the doctors are still trying to straighten him out now. Apparently, they need a special chiropractor, otherwise my dimwit brother will look permanently like a Danish pastry, so to make sure no one else ends up experiencing a similarly twisted fate, today's tips will help those of you stuck on Metroid Prime's trickiest moment, the final boss battle. Go to the game page and, if you're a club member or VIP, find out how to send that big beastie packing. Now, if you'll excuse me, Waluigi wanted me to find the crowbar.
I would like to comment that He doesn't want him to look permanently like a Danish pastry because we all know Waluigi looks like a snack.
New Super Mario Brothers Entry 2. Wahahaha! Ark! Ouch, that hurt. Sometimes, readers, I don't know whether to laugh or cry. At the moment, I'm doing both. Why? Well, Waluigi and I were coming back from the Tip and Trick wholesalers the other day with bags full of fresh tips to stock the warehouse when Waluigi suggested we take a shortcut through a nearby warp pipe. It was his best idea since, well, ever. Naturally, I let Waluigi go first with the shopping. After my beanpole of a brother had slipped through, squealing with glee like an idiot, I followed and promptly got stuck. There I was, well and truly wedged in a warp pipe with no one around to help for 3 whole days. With my arms trapped, all I could do was scream for food, water, and most of all, someone to scratch my nose.
Okay, so anyway, the point is Waluigi and Wario are brothers definitively, no question about it.
Waluigi and Mario?
Wario. This is weird because I don't remember putting a video in. Hang on. Let's see what this is. Okay, it's a clip from Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Winter Games. News brief. Wario and Waluigi aren't brothers. Okay, so maybe they're not brothers. In Super Smash Bros. Melee, Waluigi's trophy description notes that his relationship to Wario is unclear.
Are they gay?
We will address this. Brawl describes their relationship as a mystery. Charles Martinet, who in addition to previously voicing Mario, Luigi, Wario, and Waluigi, is also the only person who has given any kind of depth to Waluigi's character. If you ever go looking for any information about Waluigi as a person, it all comes from Charles Martinet. So let's give a big round of applause for him because he's so great. When he was asked in an interview if they were brothers, he replied, "I don't actually know if they're brothers or not. I don't think so. I think they're just 2 nice, evil guys who found each other." And they were roommates. And then Fumihide Aoki, Waluigi's creator, actually just responded on Instagram in November of last year that they were intended to be brothers initially, but that's old, outdated info, and they're more like coworkers who only cooperate with each other when their goals are the same. I have to say, coworkers who cooperate with each other doesn't feel like it fully describes the 2 of them, especially when we have these kinds of images from Mario Golf Toadstool Tour, like this one. Do those look like coworkers who just cooperate with each other to you? At times like this, I like to think of the worlds of Charles Martinet. Just 2 nice evil guys who found each other. Do you have a question?
How did they propose? That's the real question.
Wario got down on one knee and said, "Waluigi, will you be my tennis partner for the rest of our lives?"
Okay, so a lot of the descriptions of these 2 is unclear. So while I don't necessarily know how they proposed, how did they even partner up to begin with? According to an issue of Nintendo Power, when Wario needed a tennis partner, he went online to find an actor-for-hire site and found this man, Jimmy Papadopoulos, soon to be legally and permanently known as Waluigi.
Wait, he wasn't even a tennis player?
This issue also noted that their great friendship and even a romance. My favorite part of this is that Waluigi sold Luigi's underwear on eBay. Which Nintendo Power asks the question, who bought it? But what I want to know is, where the hell did Waluigi get Luigi's underwear to begin with? Did he go on a panty raid at Luigi's mansion? This whole thing just seems so crazy.
Oh.
And that's because it is.
Do you have another question?
Wait, I don't know if the question here.
So this is an image that originated on Twitter in 2020, and I guess so many people in the pandemic were so hopped up on horse dewormers that they blindly believed it was true. This is the actual Nintendo Power that the fake image took from. It just talks about Waluigi.com, which redirected to the Nintendo tennis website, but the underwear part was real. Another question.
Was the underwear sale with consent?
Well, we all know Waluigi cheats, so I can't imagine, but I would like to know the scenario in which Waluigi asks Luigi for his underwear, and Luigi's like, yeah, sure, why not? Okay, so Waluigi selling Luigi's underwear is pretty wild, but it's not the only wild but true fact about Waluigi. So let's get into some of the other horrifying truths. We're going to start off with the rack. So the rack is a torture device consisting of a rectangular, usually wooden frame slightly raised from the ground with a roller at one or both ends. The victim's ankles are fastened to one roller and the wrists are chained to the other, as shown by Barbie. As the interrogation progresses, a handle and ratchet mechanism attached to the top roller are used to very gradually retract the chains, slowly increasing the strain on the prisoner's shoulders, hips, knees, and elbows and causing excruciating pain. So, this torture device has historically been used to torture the would-be assassins of Alexander the Great, the conspirators against Emperor Nero, and Waluigi. So, if you guys remember Wario's warehouse, in the entry about Resident Evil, Wario explains that Waluigi's so tall and lanky because Wario tortures him on a rack to stretch him out.
That was supposed to be a secret.
As you can see in the slide, it notes that the warehouse is filling up nicely now. Even Waluigi's terrifying stilt-like legs aren't long enough to reach the top of the piles of tips and cheats we've amassed. Maybe I should put him back on the rack for a bit. So now you have to ask the question, how tall did he get? If you know of the YouTube channel The Game Theorists, you might know of YouTuber Matt Pat. He found Mario's heights through using the measurements provided in the Balloon World minigame in Super Mario Odyssey. He confirmed Mario's canon height at 5'1" and used this info to compare him to other characters. So let's look at some of the other brothers. Got Mario at 5'1", Luigi at 5'9", Wario at 5'9", and Waluigi coming in at a nice tall 7'7". So I am only 5'4" myself, and I can't even imagine 7'7", so I compared him. So, compared to a standard door frame, Waluigi is a full foot taller than the normal 6'7" door frame. And when I heard 7'7", I was like, that's impossible. No one can reach that. But it actually turns out he's 2 inches shorter than the world's tallest basketball player, Sun Mingming, and he's over a foot shorter than the world's tallest man, Robert Wadlow. Okay, so Waluigi's tortured daily by Wario. But why would he keep staying around Wario so much if he's getting tortured all the time? I mean, okay, there is some indication that he's into that. But maybe he's not. Maybe he has to stick around his wealthy friend because Waluigi's broke. So where do we get the evidence for this? Well, in Mario Party Superstars in 2021, they gave us these amazingly detailed high-res images of the characters. And two noticeable details really stood out to me, indicating Waluigi's lack of funds. The first one being Mario and Luigi appear to have buttons made out of real metal, while Waluigi's are plastic. Now, that could just be an aesthetic choice, but then you start to look at their caps. Mario and Luigi's hats are nicely embroidered. They have these custom-made hats with fine needlework. But when we look at Waluigi's hat, that's a sticker. That is a peeling sticker. Waluigi could not afford to get a custom hat. He had to get a blank hat that he made himself. Now, I do love a self-made man, but I do have to say, maybe he could afford a custom cap if Nintendo gave him a game. So let's get into some of the years of disrespect that Nintendo has given Waluigi.
For shame.
So, I know I'm not the first one to say this, but apparently we need to keep saying it because where is his game, Nintendo? Why is he not a playable character in a main story-based Mario game? Like, I love Toadette, but how did she make it into Wonder and Waluigi didn't? Nintendo can't even argue that Waluigi isn't important enough to be in a game like that because he and Toadette were both made for the same reason, which is to just be a doubles partner. And he was created before Toadette was. So she gets to be in a major Mario platformer and he doesn't? And then, of course, let's not forget the slap in the face that Super Smash Bros. Ultimate marketing tagline was, "Everyone is here." And then they put the Piranha Plant in, which feels like a major slap to the face. And not just because the Piranha Plant is not nearly as major a character as Waluigi, it gets deeper than that. Oh, we're going to get into how deep. So, this is the potted Piranha Plant as represented throughout many games. We're going to play a game that's Spot the Difference. Can anyone see a difference between the Super Smash Bros. Ultimate plant and all the other ones? Can you say that louder? I still can't hear you. I'm so sorry. Yes, the pot is chipped. All right, so let's look at this. Because then we have Waluigi in Mario Party 3, who has a baby potted piranha plant in his official art. And here is the potted piranha plant in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. They both have the crack in them. These are the only times that the potted piranha plant is ever shown to have a crack in the pot. Now, this could be a really sweet, like a little tribute to Waluigi without actually putting him in Smash. Like, this is the plant that Waluigi has raised since it was a baby. But this could also be Nintendo's ultimate fuck you to Waluigi, especially because Waluigi becomes Piranha Plant's bitch. So the Piranha Plant used to be Waluigi's minion. Waluigi's only major appearance that does not simply include him as a playable character is Mario Party 3. After clearing the penultimate board, Mario and his friends are ambushed by Bowser, who announces that the protagonists have to fight him for the Mischief Star Stamp. He then realizes the Star Stamp is missing, and Waluigi reveals that he has stolen it. Bowser attacks Waluigi for the stamp, but is defeated. On his first try, he defeats Bowser! That's better than Mario! Waluigi then challenged the other party members to a duel on his own board called Waluigi's Island. He's the only playable character in the game to have a board named after them. And as you can already note for his little board cutout, he has a whole little army of Piranha Plant minions. But in addition to that, during the duel mode, each character has a starting partner or minion that they worked with, and Waluigi's starting minion was the Piranha Plant, which makes it more of a slap in the face that then in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, the Piranha Plant is able to summon Waluigi as his minion thanks to the assist trophy. So Waluigi spent 18 years raising this child just to have Nintendo snub him in Smash, and then bring him down even one more peg by flipping the roles on him and making him Piranha Plant's bitch. So since I brought up Mario Party 3, let's get into those times that he almost kind of had a game. So like I said, in Mario Party 3, he was the ultimate villain, which is one of the biggest roles he played in a game. So he almost kind of had a game there. Which brings me to a few other times he almost had a game, such as Waluigi's toenail clipping party.
Excuse me?
Waluigi's toenail clipping party, which is also known as Waluigi's footfall, which is also known as Waluigi's attempt to dip his toe into foot fetish content. You might remember this part from the earlier Nintendo Power issue that I talked about, where it says, we're looking to have online games too, including Waluigi's toenail clipping party. This is the only game where Waluigi is the main character, and we're not even actually sure if it exists or not. Because at the time of Nintendo Power's issue's release, the website Waluigi.com was identical to the official website for Mario Tennis. One of the files hosted on the Mario Tennis website was the Adobe Flash file toenails_coming, which is an advertisement as shown of Waluigi's foot fault, depicting Waluigi's bare feet. There was another file hosted that was just described as toenails_SWF2, which was supposedly the game itself, but this has been lost to time because Waluigi.com has since been redirected to the official Nintendo website. So again, the only game that Waluigi might have had is this. Again, disrespect Nintendo.
See, but it's hard to do content involving Waluigi's toes because they're in the rack, so he can't reach them.
Another kind of a Waluigi game is the Dance Dance Revolution Mario Mix, which is exactly what it sounds like. It's a Nintendo GameCube game based on the DDR video game series. It came with an included Super Mario-themed dance mat. And you could only play as Mario and Luigi, but the game did have a story mode, in which the main villain was none other than your boy. So in Mario Mix, the main item was the music keys, which give you the power of music. And in the story mode, Waluigi steals the music keys to make himself the best dancer so he can hypnotize the rhythmless masses with his moves and flood the world with chaos. So, in other words, Waluigi's grand plan for taking over the world was to enthrall us with his sexy, sexy dance moves. Now, maybe he was going to do dance moves like... Oh, will this GIF work? Let's see. Yes, this wonderful one from Mario Tennis. Maybe dance moves like this nice one from Mario Golf. Maybe this one from Mario Strikers. maybe an even better classic for Mario Strikers. Instead we got this. I am gonna play it again specifically because I love that dance move where he's like, "What are you gonna do about it?" Whoops. So just a fun fact from Mario Mix is during the Truffle Towers cutscene from the game, Waluigi can be found floating in the air behind the camera. What is he doing up there? He's having the time of his life. I have to speculate that maybe Waluigi didn't get put in Wonder because he already had too many Wonder Flowers and Nintendo had to cut him off. All right, now I think we already got a little preview of this, but Waluigi's taco stand. So, this was first mentioned in 2002 on the Game FAQs board when people were discussing how Waluigi didn't even have his own game yet. Imagine in 2002 being like, Waluigi doesn't have his own game yet. 2002, and now we're here in 2024. When theorizing about ideas for what his game would be like, someone jokingly, it's unclear, suggested Waluigi's taco stand. Then in 2012, someone published a fanfiction with 574 chapters.
Excuse me?
Which was over 200,000 words.
In case anyone's wondering how many words that is. In case anyone's wondering how many words that is. Generally, 100,000 words, so half that is about a 400-page novel. So, 800 plus pages we're looking at here.
Question. I'm not going to read you an excerpt, but I am going to read you the description. Waluigi crafts the taco stand in the south end of Seaside Hill. He'll get many customers and money, but he'll have to deal with the effects of stupidity like Princess Daisy's farting, Toadette's incessantly cute antics, high-quality Silva Gunna nonsense, plus Dry Bowser and Petey Piranha, 5 years old and with 500 chapters. Expecting anything out of this fanfic? Too bad. Waluigi time. Okay, so on this next slide, I have, okay, wait, it's so funny you said that. We were cosplaying Book of Mormon yesterday. The musical. This next slide, I note that only one cartridge was ever made. That is the official. There have been knockoffs since then. In 2018, Kaze Amuar made a ROM hack of Super Mario 64. In the game, Waluigi has to work in a taco stand owned by a Koopa Troopa named Mr. Rent to pay all his debts after spending all of his and Wario's money at a casino. I want you all to remember how much money Wario has. He has a freaking castle that's like decked out with gold statues of himself, and Waluigi spent all of his money at a casino? And the ending credits are just an image of Waluigi that says, "Rent paid." And the original cartridge box and manual sold on eBay for over $600. I don't know how much it is now. I have heard some people are selling it in the dealer's room. I don't know how much for. I don't think $600 though. I'm hearing $40, so great price to buy it now, you guys. So let's take a look at what Waluigi's taco stand looks like.
Oh yeah.
I'm ruined.
There's his piranha plant. So, in conclusion, this is the most visceral expression of shock and fear I've ever seen on a human being, and it's a screenshot of Charles Martinet doing Waluigi noises. I'd be scared too if the voice of God was coming through my mouth. Thank you all so much. If you guys like this, please rate it on a guidebook, because I could totally do a second Waluigi. There was so much content I didn't put in this.